always catch you, ma'am. Hey guys, it is Anya and
Fancy.
welcome to
I
episode
have my
20.
audio on. I said my name, Fancy, but
I got you.
my I started my watch party crying and it was echoing. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Episode 29 of Theories and Thoughts. Wow, fancy 29. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that great?
Yes, I mean it. We've come a long ways.
A little a little delayed. I don't know. So tonight's episode will be called Black Girl, Where Are You? So before we get into the topic, as always, we're going to get into some news stories. So breaking news: Edmonds has passed away at the age of 65. He passed away on Saturday. If you don't know who Edmonds is, he is the brother of Babyface Edmonds, who is a part of the group After Seven. So CNN is reporting that. So we're gonna go because they are a good news source. So we're gonna believe them that that's what happened, and it happened on Saturday. So our condolences to the family and friends of fans. Do you have
And
anything?
of course, baby. I mean, of course, Babyface is the family, but just
Yeah,
in particular.
correct. So we wanted to do that. So I wanted to step back and say, what's good? What's going on? Mental health check. This is Mental Health Month. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but it is definitely Mental Health Month. So we want to know in the comments, y'all tell us what's good. How y'all feeling? Fancy, how you feeling mentally?
Aggravated. But
Aggravated?
I'm gonna push through it. But I do feel a little aggravated. So it is kind of coincidental that we're discussing this. But I have therapy tomorrow, and so one thing that I've really just been learning a lot of times is I take it to my therapist. As opposed to just like, and at times I will vent or whatever, but really that's what I've more so been trying to do is if it's really pressing and I just feel like I just really got to talk about it, then I journal. Because I know that some things, you can talk to people about some things, and even though they're trying to be spirits or trying to be understanding, sometimes you just know, like, you don't get it still. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. You?
I've been a little tired for whatever reason. Like I was home the other day. Even today, I just was like not in it. I just was like, okay, whatever. You know how you just be like, whatever. Whatever's clever. Like I really, and that's really not my attitude a lot of times. But this week I've just been really, really, really I feel tired. So I am taking some time off from both jobs, but I am going to be doing some stuff on my business, of course, still, because that never stops. But I will be stopping. I got some feedback I didn't particularly like, and it really, I just was like, I've been working myself off, and then I got to deal with this foolishness. Like I don't know, I'm not doing that. So mentally, I just been wanting to be in my bed. And I don't know if it's depression, because that's sometimes how depression starts. You was about to say that?
Yeah.
That's how
Well,
depression.
I was gonna say really, even my feelings started with being tired. Just I understand the tiredness, and I don't know if it's a thing. I know a lot of people have been saying that their sleep patterns have been off, but I think that's also playing a part in it. And even like though, remember how a lot of people were talking about having those vivid dreams? I don't know if they really apply to everybody that actually had the coronavirus, or if it was just like kind of some type of consciousness thing. But so even when I'm sleeping, I'm not technically sleeping. I'm in my dreams, I'm trying to solve some type of problem the whole time. So my schedule has been off, and the tiredness it really hit this weekend. So yeah, I feel where you're at. I wish that I could just be like, I could take some days off, but I've been trying to help my boyfriend with his law firm and his movie production business. And then on top of that, our own stuff, and we're hiring, and it's just like so much, this really isn't the time to try to step back from anything. But God, I want to step back. I'm like, I just want to hire somebody, get all this stuff together and be like, just take it all. I'm gone. We about to travel, and I even have to check him like, hey, relationship, straight up business partnership, I want to rest. I don't want to hear any business. And that's odd because normally I've always felt like I asked a lot of guys just so they talked about stuff and they never do it. And with him, it's let's go, let's go. And right now, I just kind of want to rest. I don't want to let's go, so I feel you on that.
That's awesome to have a partner like that. But you do need to rest. Remember to rest. And that's what I plan on doing.
Yeah.
Saturday is my birthday. So I just took off.
You have plans?
I was thinking about having a small gathering, and whoever is interested in coming, come. And those who are not ready to, that's okay. My feelings not hurt. Since I work with the public, it's going to probably be a lot of people from Home Depot because we already work together. Hell, if one of us got it, we all got it anyway. That's how I look at it. And I might invite a couple of other people. I don't know, just people that I think will fit with the crowd, I guess. So my girlfriends say they're going to come over. They're like, girl, we ain't never eat your cooking before because I'm never the one that cook. So I'm thinking about going ahead, break out the grill. Whatever's clever. I don't know. I'm just, but I know I'm going to get some rest. I'm definitely going to get some rest. My best friend was like, Anisha was like, oh, you're doing it big. Like, you really taking off. I was like, yeah, girl, I'm taking off. I was actually supposed to be in New Orleans this weekend. Because usually I'm taking off around my birthday to go check on my dad. But he's sick and I don't want to go there in whatever germs I have or whatever. I just don't want to, his immune system. So I'm there, therapy Friday. I told her I get therapy for my birthday. I'm so excited. Like, I look forward to therapy. Yeah, if you don't go to therapy.
And that's how I do. I'm going to text my therapist today. Like, we still on for 10 tomorrow because like we're doing it virtually, and for some reason, like, I'm not getting any notifications. She thought that they would send me notifications to make certain, the appointment time was set up or something, right. But I hadn't been getting anything. So last week I ended up missing it, and I just want to make certain, like, hey, we still good, right? Because I got some stuff I need to talk to you about. So
yeah, I mean, it's really good. We just been talking about my dating life a lot and things. So hey. Mental check-in. You guys make sure you mentally check in. Let us know what's going on with you guys. What's happening. Happy birthday, Malcolm Little, aka Malcolm X. Today is his birthday. So we say happy birthday. What you was gonna say?
No, I was I just looked earlier when I saw it, and I saw that it said his 95th birthday. I was so shocked by it. Like, 95th, that just doesn't, I don't know, but I just wish we would have had him around a little longer for others of us to experience. He just seemed like just such a incredible person, just a real leader. We can learn from, like, for those who don't know, I'm not a Muslim. I do study a lot of practice a lot of the ways within Islam. So even with, like the recent documentary that came out, like that really kind of hurt my heart in a lot of ways because it revealed a lot of things. But at the time, it just made, like respect for him grow even more. So that was kind of a confusing time for me, really, watching it. But yeah,
I watched so much.
Heavenly birthday for him. I don't even say heavenly, but just may he rest in peace. I don't know. I'm not good with, death and so on to begin with. So it's a touchy thing for me.
Right. I totally get it. So the last thing is we want to salute Solange. Her creative agency, Saint Heron, is partnering with Parsons School of Design to launch a fashion-focused virtual festival. So that is awesome. I pulled it up. I wanted to just salute her real quick because that's another young woman that's doing it. You know, I always want to salute young women or men, you know, Black women or men, whomever, that's out here doing it. You know what I realized the other day? I buy a lot of stuff from Black women. I buy a lot of stuff from Black women. I'm happy. I'm proud of that. Like, I am so freaking proud of that. I'm so proud that I buy a lot of stuff from Black women. So, anywho, Fancy, our sponsor, and then we'll get into the tonight's topic.
Okay, so our sponsor for this evening is Audra Hill. Let me get her stuff. Sorry, y'all. As far as for the Solange thing, I do think that what they're doing is cool. I just still feel like these graduates feel so cheated, but it's nice that, you know, that so many of the celebs are really trying to make certain that they are still honored and, you know, show their appreciation for them. So as far as Miss Audra Hill, her address is up, of course, her web address, as well as her Instagram. But after years of hopelessly going through the motions of her everyday routine, career, and single motherhood, Audra Hill was ready to throw in the towel. Tired of the disappointment of one unanswered prayer after another, she felt like everything in her life was going wrong, and she was desperate. So she wrote this book, which teaches a lot of different lessons, especially for women. You all can check that out on her website, which is www.alhministries.com, and it is exactly ALHMINISTRIES.com. Her Instagram is at AUDRAHILL. I'm sorry, I like I'm having a hard time reading. Right now, I'm trying to get into the flow of the show, but I am kind of still.
I don't know. Tonight just feel off. I don't know what's up with that. Well, let's get into tonight's topic. And it was weird that we don't have any comments. I was looking at that. Yeah. That's weird. Anywho, tonight's topic is Black Girl, Where Are You? We wanted to dig into this because a lot of times the way that we view ourselves, the way society views us, has a lot to do with our mental space and how we feel about ourselves. I don't care how many times you say, I don't care what nobody say, I'm gonna do me. A lot of things that we do many times, I'm not gonna say everything, but a lot of things is a trend or it's mimicking off of things that are trending. So the first question we want to pose is, how does society see us? How does society see us? So when you think of Black girls, Black women, how does society see us? Fancy, you want to go first?
Well, and there's actually been studies that prove this, and like I said, I know, and I kind of mentioned this before, and I wanted to have this link for you all, but even on the website, there have been studies that have shown how society oftentimes, as far as for the young Black girls, like within, I guess, like maybe their teens, they instantly began to see them as women. And that's oftentimes like that when we see things, situations happen, you know, people stop even looking at the fact that a lot of the times these young girls are under the age of 18, just simply because they are Black girls. And it's just like, oh, well, you know, they made that decision. They so-and-so, they did this, and that. When you're not even taking into, you know, consideration that they aren't really, you know, their minds aren't fully developed. Their decision-making skills aren't really the best, you know, because they aren't really prepared about these decisions. So I think like the way society sees us, that the whole angry Black woman thing, it kind of starts with the angry Black girl, not even the angry Black girl. It's the fast tail, hot in the ass Black girl. That's really how we're oftentimes viewed, you know. And a lot of the times, you know, and even from a lot of the books, I've been learning more and more that oftentimes as we're kind of, you know, looking back, we realize that a lot of our actions were like we really didn't know. You know, no one took the time to sit us down and actually explain things to us. And even from a more perspective, I've recently realized that because I did well academically in school, people just kind of thought, oh, well, she already know. This, or she already knows that, so we don't have to talk to her about this. We don't have to have discussions about boys and sex and this, and that, because she should know better, because she's already smart. But I realize that can be detrimental. So I appreciate the fact that my daughter gives me the opportunity, to come to me with her questions, and I sit down and really take into consideration that she may not know. So when we talk, I try to break things down to her, really as clear as possible. Is plain. A lot of times even pretty. Like, we just had to have a conversation this weekend about boys, and boys really trying to date your friends after they've already dated you. And at first I was like, oh, well, don't worry about it, this and that. And then I was like, you know what? I want to be as real with her as possible, because that's what I really needed as a teenager. I need to know that, hey, this isn't going to be a one-time thing. And I also remember, even in biology, my biology professor said me, actually this was in high school, but he was just saying that we date, people oftentimes end up dating their friends' exes because they're thinking that the friend is going to have a lot of the same traits that individual had as well. So birds of a feather flocks together, right? So you're going to be attracted to those people. That's kind of a common thing in a lot of ways. But we oftentimes be like, oh my God, how could they? But a lot of people don't necessarily see it that way. So it was kind of like a hard conversation, but we had it. And I know that even though she maybe didn't like everything I said, in the end, she was like, I appreciate, everything that you said to me. So those are just some of the things, but I think the angriness, the smart tail, even the Black women just kind of being viewed, we've always been viewed as a sort of a sex symbol, even without us having to do anything, even the whole kink came from our curly hair, so it's just so many things. But what are your thoughts? Look, I could go on, but what are your thoughts as how society sees this?
This is why I wanted to have this conversation, because no telling how many other people feel the way that you are, and that's open conversation, open dialogue, that other people see that they're not the only one that's looking at this. For me, I remember in my 7th grade, 8th grade class, I told my English teacher I wanted to be president one day. And he told me that won't happen in my lifetime. A Black woman wouldn't. He said, first you have the white man, then you have the white woman, then you have the Black man, then you have the Black woman. Well, Obama showed that the white woman doesn't come behind the white man. But the way that they see us, that's even with voting. White women were able to vote before Black women were able to vote, and a lot of Black women helped white women be able to vote. I agree with you with just the sexualization of Black women, our curves and everything. Mm-hmm. The white men used to rape, the Black women, and then Black women had to be strong in the midst. That's how they broke us, by trying to break our men in front of us, and made us had to take care of their kids and our kids as well. I feel like we're feared, but we're dominant. We're dominant. There are studies that show that so many Black women are graduating with degrees. And you talk about the hard conversation with your daughter. I have the hard conversations with my niece. And one of them was, people are graduating with associate's degrees. Your high school diploma ain't gonna mean shit. And I told her that straight up. Your high school diploma won't mean shit. Because people are graduating with associate degrees. And the more and more of Black people, period, getting upper education, the more and more the bar is going to be higher. Soon my bachelor degree ain't going to mean shit. Because so many Black people going to have it, that it's going to be like, okay, the bar, okay, we're going to raise it up. Now it has to be master's, and then it has to be doctorate. We have
they have to find another way to exclude us.
Exactly. But
I'm sorry, they have to find another way to exclude us.
Right. I agree. And another thing would be, I find that a lot of Black women are entrepreneurs because we had to create our own lane. Why do we have to be under somebody who don't know how to manage us? Because they fear us, so they fear us, so they label us different things. And it's so funny because it's so funny because even at Home Depot, someone, I don't know who, said that I was difficult to work with. Now I know I could be a bit much at times, but my theory is always don't smile in my face if you got a problem with me. Period. Don't laugh and joke with me. But I don't know who said it, and the person that I feel like said it is a white person, is a white girl. And it's because I don't talk to her. I don't talk to you because I don't care for you. I don't care for the way that you handle things. I don't care for the way that you move. So because I don't care for the way that you handle things and move, I'm not going to be in your face because I feel like you sneaky. And because I feel like you sneaky, I don't want to be bothered with you. Period. So, far as that, and society, just because society sees us that doesn't mean that we have to see ourselves as that. Doesn't mean that we have to take that on. I'm one that believe, instead of telling people, tell me I'm bossy, period. People tell me I'm bossy. And Hispanic lady that actually works with me, she was like, you're not bossy. She said, you can be bossy. She said, but here's the thing. You make sure everybody's good around you. She said, you're going to make sure everybody's good, and you're going to make sure things get done. She said, but they see that as assertive, but somebody of a different color can come and do the same thing, and they're not going to see them as bossy. They're going to see them as stepping up to the plate and making things happen. And it's a shame that we have to do that. So whenever I see a young girl, especially Black girl, who's being assertive, I don't say you're being assertive. That's leadership skills. You have leadership skills. You have different things. And I try to tell it to Chloe all the time. She was having an issue on her job. And I told her, I said, another hard talk. You got a target on your back, young girl. You 18 and you act like your auntie. You are headstrong. You're stubborn, but you're a leader. And you're going to do what it takes to make everything work around you and run around you. And some people that work with you is not going to like that. So one of the white people at her job, an older white woman, had a problem with her and demanded that she got fired. So I said, you got a target on your back. Do everything right. She want to do whatever she want to do. She got fired over something stupid that she could have prevented. But I told her, you have a target on your back. So now we're going to handle it accordingly, because they're not going to just do that to her. We're going to, talk to some lawyers or whatever. Anyway, not to give out, too much about it. But I had to teach her now at 18 that when you step up and you stepping in, this is not going to be the first time. Like you said, it's not the first time. You have a target on your back because you came in handling business off the back, and people are not going to like that. And they're going to find a reason to want to get rid of you because you're that person. If they have some clout behind them, they're going to make it happen. They're going to find you slipping, and that's what they're going to do. So I hate that society see us as that. I guess that's all I have on that particular one. What does Sharona say? The outside sees me as a roster. Even worse when my whole family is out. A horrible assimilation. Because
her out together.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, so maybe like she's saying, like when a family setting,
mm-hmm. Whenever they're all out, because everybody has roster, everybody has locks, and her husband is tall and her boys are tall, and she's the brown skinned mama with these light skinned kids and his light skinned husband. But Tina says yes, experience the same thing. Inky Black female supervisor on a job, and my God, right. And then that's another thing. Sometimes it's us, because we don't want to see the other get ahead, because we don't want her to get better than us. But when did that happen? When did we start fighting each other? Why can't we decide to, what, my sister, she doing good, let's play to her skills or to her leadership. Why does it have to be a competition? I only tell people it's not a competition. The only person I'm in competition with is myself. Period. Which was about to say, look like you was about to say
something. Well, for one, she I see Bettina came back. She was saying, oh, she's the only Black female supervisor in her job, is what I'm thinking. Oh. Or or either from the only Black supervisor, a hair job, Black female supervisor. But that's what I wanted to touch on. Even with the way society views us, they also know that we get things done. So oftentimes, who is it that they put in those type of positions? They put us, the Black woman, to make us, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say to make us be the bad guy or the deliverer of bad news, or you know what I mean? Like, we're the ones that have to go and tell the lying people, oh, this is gonna change and this and that. We're good enough for that, but only for that. Seems like it, you know, or whenever you just like, because even there's even been like a lot of just I guess you should say like influential people that have said, you know, I only have Black women working for me because I know that they're going to get things done. But why is that? Because we're oftentimes trying to, you know, prove ourselves or overwork ourselves because, you know, they're single mothers, you know, trying to take care of a family, whatever the case is. Like, they don't take into consideration why we work so hard. It's just, oh, they work so hard. Let's, you know, and then we still oftentimes don't even get paid. And it's more than because there's already been the whole campaigns, you know, about how women make less, but the Black woman makes least. You know what I mean? Unless I think maybe does the Black man fall under us, or are they still above us? Have you ever saw that? Those stats?
The Black woman is last. Black woman is last, but we do the most work. We have to prove ourselves more. We have to prove that we should be here. We have to work. I was watching a movie the other day. We have to work 10 times more just to be on the one level. And then they call it affirmative action when it's really not. I bust my ass to be here. So next question. How do we view ourselves? So you guys don't forget to put in the comments, answer the questions. I'll possibly put it. We'll say you guys' responses. So how do we view ourselves? How do we see ourselves? You want to take that first, or you want me to? Okay. So I feel that
you go first.
Okay. I feel that a lot of times we see ourselves as not worthy. I feel that we see ourselves as competition whenever we do get into an environment with other Black women. We see ourselves as whenever we have clients, customers, just in general, I feel like whenever we see a Black person, a Black woman coming, we don't have to give them the same quality of service. So it's as we're looking at ourselves. When I say it as ourselves, I meant as a community. How do we see ourselves as a community? I find that we find any reason to dislike the next, whether it's colorization or if it's hair, you know, oh, your hair, you're not really natural if you got color on your hair. You're not really natural if you did this to your hair, or if you wear weaves, you don't love yourself. Like, when did that become that? Why can't people just want it for convenience if that's how they want it? Why is it that, you know? So I feel that we have a lot of hatred towards our brothers and sisters in a lot of ways. We don't like to work with them. Oh, they ignorant. They just, instead of teaching, especially the youth, we rather, like you say, fast tail. Oh, she fast. She this, she that. Instead of pulling her to the side and say, baby, that's not appropriate for work. Or, hey, you know, this is not that type of environment. Why are we not schooling them and teaching them and trying to show them, opposed to just talking about them? And I experienced that from Black women because I was shapely. And I can't help it that I'm shapely, that I was shapely. And they used to wear me out, but that's okay. I'm thankful. But for myself, even so, I had to break out of that. I actually have worthy written on my my mirror in my bathroom area over my sink. I have worthy, so I can remember that I am worthy of everything I get, because so many times whenever we get somewhere, we have remorse. We have remorse that, dang, so and so don't have as much as I have, so I can't really celebrate what I have because I don't want them to feel bad. Well, so and so have the same 24 hours that I got, and so is okay. You know, if I know that the reason why I'm celebrating is not to demonize somebody or put somebody down, I'm good. You know, I'm good. If I know I'm doing the same thing with sis, the same thing that sis doing, sis still ain't my competition, because there's room for all of us. So the way we see ourselves, I feel that a lot of ways is from society, because society has put us against each other. But we won't say that. We won't admit it in a lot of ways. So that's it. Fancy.
Now, as far as for, you said this is both men and women, right? Just as a community?
Yeah.
Or is this just Black women? How?
Whichever view you want to
wait, which one?
Whichever view you want to take.
I was still kind of like, how do we see ourselves? So obviously, from what you said, and I mean, it is true, we oftentimes see ourselves as competition. And then even when you said that about, like, you get the perspective of the, it seems like you said of the business owner, kind of, you know, or when you said that about like how they would treat people. But to me, I oftentimes feel like, you know, as a business owner, we get so many just like, you know, like someone inquired about some advertisement the other day, and we sent them over some information. Then they were asking something else, and I'm like, what more do you know? It's like, what exactly are you looking for? Like, for what you, and then at the same time, I don't know, maybe, and that kind of might even be me with the attitude, like, you're not even paying enough for us to be going through, digging through all this stuff, you know, like, we gave you the stats, what more exactly is it? But a part of me just kind of like feels like oftentimes the pressure is even harder on us, you know, as Black business owners. People are waiting on you to screw up. People are waiting to say, oh, I didn't get this in time, or so and so, whatever the case may be, you know. So that's already one thing. And then even the contact, the approach oftentimes is just totally different. Like, I often, like, really right now I'm kind of in this phase, even though Essence is Black owned, and I mean, but Richard is a man. And in my mind, I'm just thinking to myself, like, would you go to Essence with this? You know, would you be on Essence comments asking them for stuff, like, would you use that contact form that's there, or that email address that's clearly listed? Like, why do you feel like I should just have to, you know, because I don't always have time for that type of things. But at the same time, how do we see ourselves? I just feel like it's kind of crazy in a way, you know, like you want to, especially with me. I mean, this whole magazine started with my desire to try to work to uplift the Black community. But a lot of times when I'm online, I'm like, am I wasting my time? You know, and I talk to God about it, because I'm like, do people even care? And even when we were just talking about like the youth and so on, especially when I'm looking at the parents of a lot of these youth right now, we most definitely need to be pulling these kids to the side, as opposed to just forming an opinion or, you know, talking about them. Because if you look at the parents and you see how they are, you understand that, hey, you know what? Nobody probably taught them this, but we're not really taking the time to do that. I feel like we still have such a long ways to go. But overall, I just think that, like, I see some growth, but even like when we're like, okay, now we're all, you know, Black women are entrepreneurs, everybody's opening a business, and we're talking about like all these numbers and so on. But then when that's the good part, right? And, you know, you post it, everybody's celebrating. It's like, oh yeah. And then when you go and look at those individuals' pages, a lot of times, and of course, this is all kind of like social media perspectives, and then you just see them just trashing other women, you know, or it's little shots all the time. When people say the Black woman is angry, a part of me feels like, hell yeah, you know, they are angry, because you see it, they are bitter, or we are. And I won't even say, like, even right now, there's a part of me that is still angry, and I've been working on it, but it's there, you know. So in some ways, I kind of do agree, we are angry, or we are mad, but then in a lot of ways we have reason to be. But then at the same time, like, maybe we're upset with the wrong people, you know. Like, not everybody is your competition. There's a lot of the times that your anger might have something to do with something else, and you just really need to go to therapy yourself or get some type, work at that, as opposed to like just trying to put everybody down. Because that's what I see so much of right now. Even when I'm trying to find a good cover story, in my mind, I'm just like, y'all like them, but y'all must don't see the other shit they be posting. Like, I'm not impressed. To me, it's just like, if everything that you post, if you have to constantly put other people down in order to build yourself up, then you really aren't at that level that you supposed to be. I just don't see it that way. And I think oftentimes people just get so caught up into the, oh, well, it looks like, they doing this, and that. But really, I try to look at the inner workings of a person, and I'm just oftentimes like, no, I'll pass. So it's kind of like a catch-22. I think that we still have a lot of internal work to do while we might be growing, I don't know what, professionally, still mentally, emotionally. I think we all have a lot of work to do. And that even goes beyond from a business aspect. But then we go and we look at our Black men and we see the things that they post about us, or, the way, the things that they're always saying. But then you also see the Black women. So it's kind of just, I'm just as confused as they are. Hell, at this at this point, it's kind of how I'm feeling. But there's definitely a lot of deep rooted issues there. So, and I see Bettina has a comment I want to get up here, but Bettina, now you typed a lot here, sis. Like, can you read this? You want me to read it?
When I started wearing my hair natural, my confidence went through the roof. I started speaking up for myself more on the job and in life, period. For others, it's assertive, but for me, it's aggressive. So I see myself as trying to balance an array of trades I carry while not losing them. Hope that makes sense. It does, sis. And I'm trying to find a picture. That's why my head is down. I was trying to find a picture because I totally agree. When I first went natural, my hairstyle, the picture has nothing to do with what I'm saying right now. My hairstylist was like, people are going to look at you as a lesbian. And I'm like, I don't care what people going to look at me as. I've been natural now 13 years. At the end of 2007. So what is like going on 13 years. And my mom didn't like it. She was like, your hair, and my hair was blonde. It's red now, of course. And just a whole lot of people didn't like it. They were like, because my hair was long. My hair was long. I kept letting it grow. And they were like, why you just don't straighten your hair? You look so much prettier with your hair straight. And even now, I get more compliments when my hair is straight. People be like, why you don't wear your hair like that all the time? Because I feel more myself when my hair is like this. I feel more of myself. Mm-hmm. If you look on my page, on any of my pages, when I don't have on any makeup and my hair is curly, I am more myself. I'm more Anya. I'm chilling. That's how I feel. That's when I feel the prettiest. That's when I feel the most confident. That's when I feel the more, that. I was looking for the picture of you and I, actually. It was a picture from the tour that we sponsored last year. Mm-hmm. And it was me helping you with your hair. I was helping you with your hair.
You had told me I would have to put it up on my phone, but I'm like, now it might be, I don't know where it in there, but it is in there.
Right. And with that picture, somebody would have looked at it as, she just wanted to show off that I was helping her, something like that. But I didn't look at it like that. And me and you talked about it. Remember? Do you remember us talking about it? And I was like, he was like, I didn't know.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, that picture.
You was like,
and that picture really meant a lot to me too, because really I think it defined our relationship, particularly at that time, like you were there for me in so many ways. And so I didn't I didn't feel any type of way about it. I thought really it was a good example for a lot of women. I wish we had kind of had a clearer picture, because it was a little something, but it was a good photo though. It just really showed, I think, Black women helping each other or being there for each other, and you were fixing my crown actually in the photo, kind of.
Right. We talk so much about.
And then also,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, well, you can finish that part about fixing the crown. Since like you're about to say something there, because I wanted to circle back to something else that you said a minute ago.
Oh, okay. We talk so much about fixing sis crown, you know, and not having to tell her. The beauty of that was I was working for Fancy. And I was there. It was my birthday weekend. I was there to support the magazine, of course, because I was still working for the magazine, and to support her as an individual. And I felt, just as Fancy said, it depict our relationship. It depict two Black women who work together and too strong. But me fixing her hair didn't demean me in no way. It didn't make it. It wasn't me being under her or nothing. It was me fixing sis crown. And so many times we need to do that. We need to be able to fix sis crown without feeling like, well, how that's gonna make me look. I didn't care how that was gonna make me look. I don't give a damn what nobody say about the picture. It was a beautiful picture to me. Like, it was a beautiful picture, and we did, and it was what it was, with that. So that's what I wanted to say about the picture and everything. So go ahead, Fancy.
Well, I was even mean with what you just said about the picture. It also just made me think back to, also there was like a little incident throughout that time where it was like, oh, that's your employee. And I'm like, that means, like, I don't, if it was basically kind of this whole thing, like if somebody is your employee that, oh, you just supposed to demean them or they're beneath you. And I'm like, I'm not that type of person. I see this person as my equal. I don't see that, like that type of stuff doesn't matter to me, but it also just kind of showed me. And again, it kind of goes back to that whole, you might have come so far, but you still have a lot of other work to do, because I don't think you just treat people like that, and so I just wanted to note that. But also when you said that about your hair, people saying that you were a lesbian, it just made me think about something I had saw recently of someone passing. I remember this incident where I had went in a store, like when I returned home, and I went in the store and I had my hair twisted. This is, I think, maybe before I had actually gotten my dress or something. Maybe they had just started. And the men, there was some older men in the store, and they just basically just made a bunch of comments. They just knew I was a lesbian, just like, oh, it's such a shame, and it really kind of did something to me. And I had to tell myself, well, they're older gentlemen, they may not understand, but it's crazy how people just instantly think that. But at the same time, I will say that I've even had white men just like stop me now with my dress and just be like they're trying to figure out the puzzle. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, your hair is so amazing. How do you do that? And I'm just like, okay. So, but actually even when I had my natural hair, a lot of guys, actually Black men, were telling me, you should get some dress. And this was before dress was, I guess, so popular. But I was like, what are you trying to say? But it was actually men that were constantly suggesting that I get dressed. And then I just finally decided, you know what? I happened to see the beauty in them when I began to watch, and I want to say her name wrong, Ava DuVernay. But she was like one of those, when I was looking at her hair and just like, when I see those patterns there, it may not be a pattern, but to me, it's just like art. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. So, but it was just such a change, from before, like, what y'all trying to say, but I just think it's crazy. And even with right now, how they've been talking about, like, we have natural hair, but now all of a sudden, now our edges still have to be laid. Like, it's just, to me, it's like, it's still always this other stipulation that goes back to these European type of features or something, and then I'm not going to say that's necessarily what it is, because even you just said, like, we can't just say, oh, because someone wears a weave or a wig that they want to be white, but we still see a lot of that in things. I know even someone just posted the other day, I apparently missed the whole emoji battle or the avatar battle, whatever, that took place on Facebook kind of the other day. I guess everybody's starting in avatars. But some people, someone made a comment, like a post about how, I guess maybe other people were looking at the avatars and being like, the nose too pointed or this and that. And is it to say, like, what's going on or whatever. And they just kind of feel like there could be some psychological issues there, but you don't have to necessarily point that out. But it's just like, it's so many different things. And I think oftentimes that we don't even recognize, you know, like what we're doing and how we're tearing each other down, but we're doing it nonetheless, you know. And
Right.
then when a shoe is on the other foot and it's like, oh my God, woe is me. But hey, you know, you was just talking mad shit about people the other day. You know, you was just like just loading it on. And then the thing is, you see so many people that'll be on their statuses, and I'd be like, oh, so this what y'all think too? Because that's kind of how I view things. You know, I'm not gonna too much like anything if I can't say, hey, yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? Like, yep, I can say that I could have shared the same thing, but I don't think other people oftentimes notice that. So, but yeah, those are some thoughts as far as that issue.
Somebody told me your avatar too light. Well, I was trying to fix the thing and I didn't want it to be too dark. You need to change your light. I was like, look, now this is what I did. This is what she look. You say she look white, she don't look white to me. Oh, Mariah, I'm sorry. You can always re-look at it, girl. But I mean, I was thinking to myself, come on now. Like y'all, some people, avatars, it's not really a representation of you. When you got that small, why you so miserable? Why you gotta point that out? Why we tearing down each other? It's like you can't play a damn game on Facebook without somebody saying, oh, I guess I'm the only one that ain't playing the game. You can't watch a TV show without somebody saying, I guess I'm the only one that watching that TV show. You can't even watch freaking verses. And they be like, I guess I'm the only one watching verses. Congratulations. Okay. Sharona says there's that's the deal with us because we let our roots grow out longer than normal. They assume we're dirty or unkempt. It doesn't matter how I wear my hair. Somebody will be unsatisfied with it. Correct, Sharona. Because if you know me, you know I'm gonna wear a wig. My hair gonna be some kind of way. Because I variety is the spice of life. Just because I wear a wig and it may be straight doesn't mean that I think of myself less as a Black woman with kinky hair. It's just what I felt like doing my hair that day, and I shouldn't be penalized. Now, however, there are some people who cannot go without their weaves and stuff because they feel less than themselves. A young lady posted on my page the other day. I won't say her name because I don't know if she wants, she put it on her page, but it just made me so proud. She was like, she said through the whole quarantine, she hasn't worn makeup and weave or anything. And she said, let me tell you about this self-esteem I have now. And she said from wearing her hair, and she's so gorgeous. Her hair is so beautiful and so thick. But she was like, let me tell you about how I'm feeling about myself right now. And I think, again, society makes some people feel, because if I would have listened to people, I would have went back and permed my hair. I would have went back and straightened my hair and just wore it like that. But no, I was like, no, I'm wearing my hair like this. This is how I want to wear my hair. My hair always doing something. Why is it sticking out? Because whatever way the wind blows, that's how I want to wear my hair. I had locks before. I couldn't make that kind of commitment, so I cut it out. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that trickles down again to our young girls, because I just still think about, like, with my own girls and insecurities that they've kind of, at times have even kind of admitted or kind of just said in passing, I guess you say. And it just, like, even with my daughter that lives with me, Dylan, she normally keeps her hair in braids. And I was so excited when she finally took her braids down and just put her hair, but it was like she kept on being like, oh, no, they can't see this. Oh, no, And I was like, and then she actually put it up in like a little ball, because her hair has always been really thick, but for me, not really being much of a hair person, it was a little bit harder for me to manage. And so braids were, easier. And then, like, I can't just really pass on any hair skills. So she started watching tutorials and things like that. But even those sort of things, it just really makes you wonder, like, okay, like, well, do you know how beautiful you are, without the braids or without whatever the case may be, like, can you just wear your natural hair out? And even like with my youngest daughter, and it really kind of hurts me, like at times she'll say little things, but her grandmother actually permed her hair when she was like 3, if even 3. And then like the rubber bands in her hair, I guess, like pulled the sides of her hair out. And it's even been times like, and even just now, kind of like really touched on. I don't know, I got some other stuff going on, but it was just one incident I remember us talking, and she was just like, you know, well, you're not the one who don't have no hair on the sides, you know, and it was just like, and we don't even really think about how that can really affect a person and how they feel or their confidence level. I don't know. Yeah, but it's not even just with her, but I saw it in other people that spoke to me, you know, and it's just like, you don't really know how people might do themselves just because of something so trivial, you know, the things that I know I'm personally not worried about, but if you're not the one that's really having to worry about them, then you don't really know, you know. So, but when you're making those little posts, you don't know how you're making it. So I do think we have a long ways to go there.
I agree with you because even when
I make them already like listen to me.
Girl, you fine. Sharona can my niece, she has alopecia, and she had they say black girls can't get lice, but one of her friends had lice and she got lice. And so her mom blamed me for her size and everything. And I was like, you have, you know, thinning hair. Your hair is like that. Why don't you tell your child that this is how your hair is? And that's the reason why her hair is that. But instead she blamed me. And and my niece had to get her hair cut off. She had locks. She had to get her hair cut off. And Sharona came down to New Orleans and she cut my niece's hair. But my niece was crying so bad that I was like, Sharona, take my hair off. Cut my hair off. And I had about this much hair, probably a little bit more, whatever. And I was like, Sharona, cut my hair off. And she was like, okay. Because I needed to show her that she is still beautiful, no matter what her hair looked like. And I had to show her that. And we took a picture together and I said, baby, you are gorgeous. And after that, her mom and them kept her with braids and weaves and stuff. And she was too young for that. But I just wanted her to know that it's okay to have a little cute little bush, you know, at the end of the day. And it's okay to, you know, to have natural hair. There's a young lady at my church. Her mom she had to cut her hair off. I don't know what reason the little girl had to get her hair cut off, but her mama cut her hair off. She was like, I cut my hair off because my baby had to cut off her hair. When, you know, I was like, girl, I love you. She from Louisiana too. So, you know, she from New Orleans too. So I was like, I love you for doing that, you know? And for me and my niece, it was like, I had no second thoughts about it. I was like, cut this shit off. Cut it off. My baby crying. I need her to see that she's still beautiful. Like, I was like, cut it beautiful. Like, cut that mess off. So with that, the way we see, did we catch those? Sharona said her mama was hot. Her mama was hot. Her mama was sitting right there, wouldn't even cut her hair. We're not gonna talk about that because I'm gonna get pissed. I ain't gonna start crying with me bad all over again. Okay. So Mariah said she recently cut off all her hair off and still get judged. Yes, you will still be getting judged, baby girl. Mariah goes to church with me. She's so beautiful, and she have a little baby girl. But Tina said, yeah. But Tina said, as long as you like it. True. Mariah said it was hard at first because I felt less of a woman in a way, but I have grown to love it, like it, and that's what's important. That you love the decisions that you make for yourself. People are going to try to tell you all day, and that's right. What it is. Black girl, where you at? You like that? Okay, well, go with it. Go with it. Be your authentic self. Sharona said that was a beautiful day though. And she said her mama was hot. But Tina said, I totally understand. People close to me told me I was ugly with natural hair and needed to get my hair permed. It definitely hurt and caused some insecurities until I became confident about me, no matter what people on the outside say. And that's correct. And as I said, a lot of pictures that I post, I don't have on any makeup and my hair is up in a bun probably, or it's just froed out because that's how I feel. And that's when I feel the best. So our last question, unless you had something more on that
one. No, it did seem like it was. Oh, I wanted to tell Mariah because she said she cut her hair, but I used to have a mohawk. You know, like I cut my hair down and had a mohawk. I even did the little fade thing. Like, but the thing is, like, once it grows on you and you like when you become confident about it, people might still have negative things to say, but that really shows. You know, I remember like people riding past me at a restaurant. They were like leaving and I was going in and they was like, yes, sis, you doing it. I was like, okay. You know, it makes me a little nervous, but it is like, you know, once we get it, really, I don't really think it matters so much. I mean, you still hear the stuff, but you know for yourself. You have to know yourself. And that was one thing. Even when I cut my hair those ways, I knew that I could wear those styles regardless of what anyone said. So I did that for like a year or so. But this was our third question. Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here mentally? So we talked about how society thinks of us, things that we thought. This was a great discussion. We're gonna have to do this discussion again. I don't know when, but we're gonna have to have this discussion again.
We might do a whole discussion just on hair.
Yes, just on hair. So we did what does society think of us? Then we talked about how do we view ourselves? Now, where do we go from here? So once we get those negative comments, once we hear we're in the workplace and we see that we're not getting anywhere, when we see that we're getting undervalued and underpaid, where do we go? The first thing one of the things I stress a lot is therapy. And Fancy goes to therapy. It's no secret. Both of us go to therapy. Therapy is so needed. It's so needed. It's got me through a lot of different things with childhood hurt, just family drama. Because sometimes you can be building yourself and your family and people around you cannot like it, and they take it personal. They take your success personal. And then they start saying different things. And I tell people, now I got family that don't talk to me. So if you don't talk to me, I'm cool. I'm cool if you don't talk to me. I'm good. I'm good. I got family that don't care to hold a conversation with me. So, okay, you don't, or all right, whatever. I care, but I don't care. Because if it's at the detrimental of my mental, you can't get past my piece. Great discussion, very encouragement. God bless y'all. God bless you too, Bettina. But for me, where do we go from here? We continue to uplift people. I posted the other day on my personal page. I said, I'm the girl who rolls down the window and yells out, "All right, I see you." And what was so funny is I had just rolled down the window and seen this girl, and her hair was so pretty. I was like, "All right, I see you. Your hair is so pretty." Yes, I'm her. So if you hear somebody yelling out a car, that's me. Because I need you to know that I see you, girl. Because society gonna act like they don't see you, but I'm looking at you. You know, people come into my workplace, different things, honey. I'll be like, okay, sis. All right. Because that's important to me to make you feel good. What Mariah say, confidence is definitely something I've been trying to work on. I got you, Mariah. You got my number, I think. Call me. And Sharon said, "Oh, hair. You know, anything with hair, that girl be on it." So
I already know.
Also, I know. I call Sharon and be like, "Girl, how I do this?" And she be, "Look, let's FaceTime, let's do it." Another thing is take ourselves out of those conversations. Just because that's our family don't mean that we have to have a conversation about that. My therapist told me one time, she said she don't discuss business with certain family members because they don't have a business, so they can't speak into my business. They can't tell me what to do. So when you find somebody
I'm going to snap on that
one. When you find someone, man, ultra negative.
There must be a delay with us too. I'm sorry.
I think so. No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. When you find yourself being in an arena and everybody has something negative to say, take yourself out of it. It's important to your mental health. Protect your peace at all times. Anya said that. You can tell them I said it, because I'm not going to be in a situation that I feel like you're always downing me and you're always trying to make me feel bad. I don't give a damn who you are. Yes, I don't care who you are. When you start making me feel bad about who I am and the decisions that I made, especially when I know they're positive decisions, I don't need you in my life. Now, don't get me wrong. Some things you got to be checked on. You got to be checked on certain things. But when you know something as trivial as my hair and it's not going to hurt anybody, you got a problem with it because you feel like, because you're not bold enough to take those risks and those challenges. You can't talk about my hair. You can't tell me about my job. You can't tell me about my business. You can't tell me about so many things because you're not in that arena. So you're not authority. So I don't have to take that advice. I don't have to do that. Which is say, woo, Lord, sometimes the family you were born with isn't really your family. And that's true. That's true. You find people, you get people in your life, Mariah, that and everybody that you choose. I love the family that I chose. I love my real family. But sometimes they don't understand me, or we're not as close as the people that I chose. So that's where I'm saying, where do we go from there? You get some people that's going to pour into you, that's going to be like, all right, sis, what's going on? What's weighing you down today? You know, Fancy and I, we always like, how you feeling today? I make sure she knows that I love her, because I love her. That's my sister. That's my friend, no matter what. You know, Sharona, when I talk to her, I make sure she knows I love her, no matter what. We can have a disagreement. It don't matter. That's still my sis, and I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna encourage all of them, anybody that I feel like that's connected to me. And that's where I'm going from here. That's what I say you take with you. Fancy.
Well, even when I posted the question, my first thought was therapy initially, and it still kind of is. But also, even with the whole, well, I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, I think therapy is like a big part of things, and just like, you know, just really checking yourself. Also, like really asking ourselves, you know, am I really helping to uplift the Black community? You know, am I making positive contributions, or am I only, you know, further helping to bring us down, or am I further helping to bring my sisters or my brothers down? That's really something. Even when I mentioned it about journaling earlier, that's one reason why I said that I'm gonna start. Like, I have already started, but I even just like, if I journal about something, I know that it's really bothering me, because for one, my hands hurt too bad for me to really write. But before I take that to other people, really, I would much rather do that before I just like totally put it out into the universe. And then it may not even be something that I'm certain about it. And I often see people, the main people that be posting those little things, like those little things that just really just irks my nerves, are oftentimes like the biggest hypocrites. You know, like I'm thinking to myself, do you remember when you posted so and so, so and so? Because I guess I'm kind of like an online stalker or something. People don't realize how closely when I do have time to pay attention, I'm paying attention. So if I see you out, you know, like I've read your posts, I know your kids, I know so. So I'm gonna be like, oh hey, how you doing? But even still, you know, a lot of times people will be like, they don't even see you. And I'm like, okay, you just liked some the other day. Now you don't see me in Walmart. So people are crazy, but I just think like we really have to just learn to love ourselves. That's like the big, it wasn't something anybody told me about until I was like 25. I didn't even know what self-love was, you know? So, but once I grasped it, that began to be like, and it was a journey, and it still is a journey that I'm on. But the thing is, once you start on the journey, then you start to like wanting to correct other aspects of your life. You know, it grows beyond the love of just yourself, and even beyond the aspect of love, but just like of wanting to be a better person, wanting to do right by people, you know, just so many other things. So I think therapy is a great place to start overall.
Sharona says, I journal all the time, but if it's a totally negative situation, I write it down, then I throw it away. That's good too, Sharona.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
Burn it.
It out. Right. Burn it. I also pray. Prayer is very, very, very important to me. I know it's very important to you also, Fancy. Prayer. It's okay to have Jesus or your God and a therapist. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with having your faith and your therapist? And if you have a therapist that's of your faith, that's even better. So that's where we go from here, y'all. That's where we go from. I think this was a very interesting conversation. We're gonna have to do a part 2, and we're gonna have to talk about hair. I love this color though. Everybody's like, oh, I love it. I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was real nervous about it. I've had my hair red before, but not this red, not this color. I've been a blonde girl. I was a blonde girl for years and years and years, but now I think I'm gonna just keep this red. So Mariah says that's where it starts, self-love and putting yourself first. And I feel you can have the ability to spread it to others, right? Because if you don't have self-love and if you don't have God's love, how can you love your neighbor? That's what the Bible says: love your neighbor as you love yourself. But if you don't love yourself, how you gonna love your neighbor? You know. So, any final words, fans?
Well, no, as far as that, but I do have our sponsors, and I'm also have some other stuff to get out. So you could go. I mean, did you have something there? I mean, I wanted to make certain that we got your YouTube link out. So, and I'm also gonna put it in the comments on it too. So,
Okay.
do you want to start there?
That's it. That's all I had. I do have, you wanted me to talk about my YouTube. Okay, so I have a YouTube page for some of you guys who don't know. It is Lady CEO Media. You can check that out. My most recent video is things that you should think about before starting a business. So many people make it really, really, really glamorous. And having a business is very glamorous, right? Fancy. Because you get to be your own boss and you get to move how you want to move or whatever. But then there's some things that you should think about before you take those steps, because sometimes, and I hate to say it, especially in our community, we see sis doing it, so we feel like we can do it better than her, so then we want to do what she's doing, when that wasn't our calling. That wasn't your calling. That's why you ain't going nowhere, and that's why you're not going to thrive. And you're not going to be 10 years in still doing it, because that wasn't your thing. But that's why it's very important to really know your reasons why. So thank you, Fancy, for putting that link out there for anyone who wants to see. Also, you can always go to Swag Her. You have your email, your website.
Swag. No, I didn't list that up there. Swagger.net. Let me just start here, and I put them. I put your link also in the comments, so they can click on it from the comments as well. So it should be clickable, I'm thinking. But that's the Swagger magazine website. If you all with the new content, I like a lot of live interviews lately, and it's pretty interesting. I've been learning a lot of stuff. I've been stepping away from interviewing. I got to get back into it, I guess. And I say I guess because at times stuff can get to be, like, okay, do I still want to do this? And it can get to be old. And even when you're being glamorous, I'm like, if you look at my page right now, nothing in that post is being glamorous. I am and I'm but that is a part of things, though, so it is, business isn't for everyone. That's very true. Also, I do have our Tumblr links in as well. So if you all would like to purchase a Tumblr, like, look, y'all, we've been talking about these Tumblrs. We appreciate those who have supported, but of course you can get one if you haven't gotten yours yet. And that is on the Swagger site as well, under the shop tab, but I also put the link there. I'm trying to get better at start putting this stuff in the comments too, so that they can click right on it.
Right.
But yeah, that's everything.
Also, Fancy had a very interesting interview with the state senator of Michigan. Was that, Fancy?
State rep Sarah Anthony.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Michigan State Representative Sarah Anthony.
I thoroughly
it was really good. I enjoyed it too, and like just some of the stuff that she shared, I wasn't even aware of going on. I never even thought of our elected leaders going through those type of situations. So that is on the website too now.
So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Also, if you're an Insecure fan, she has the Vince interviewed the brother of Issa's character on Insecure. So that is also on the website. It's on the website.
I gotta start watching Insecure because I didn't even. Yeah, it is there. I read the interview and everything, but I don't watch the show. So I didn't know exactly who he was. But okay.
Yeah, so a lot of
you seem like you're about to say something.
So it's a lot of good things going on between both of us. So thank you guys for supporting. Anything else, Fancy, for tonight?
No, we went over on time, but I do appreciate you all.
Me too. So
I was saying I appreciate them.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in for episode 29. Black Girl, Where You At? So we're gonna say episode 1. I mean, one of a series that we're gonna eventually do. Maybe we'll do one every month and talk about different things. Who knows? We'll talk about it and get back to y'all and let y'all know. Thank you for supporting. Bye.
Bye.